Hello! Today I want to go over some characters' artwork seen in the game Revived Witch and other characters' artwork that weren't but are supposedly made for Revived Witch. I think with this one I've finally found the answer I was looking for when it comes to the art discrepancy between CN and the global version of the game. The answer is a pretty direct one, but clearly I was overthinking the situation. Basically, neither CN or Global have the original character's design in them. Okay, let's get into it. Typically, any character created with the intention to have them make repeated appearances on whatever media they're on, or perhaps a character created to be the face of a product, that character or those characters would go through a design process. They may get reworked, have details added to them, have some or all their color hues changed, etc. And then the final version of the character may end up looking drastically different than its original sketch, or perhaps the character will stay largely the same with only few minuscule details added here and there. Ideally, this should be done before the character is shared with the public, so there wouldn't be any inconsistencies with the character's appearance. Anyways, I've put together a few early sketches of some Revived Witches characters so we can appreciate them, talk about them, and whatever. So let's start. Starting the list with Yui's artwork. This is official work that was in the game. Unfortunately, with some of the early characters' announcements, they wouldn't include the artist name. They would include the voice actor, but not the artist. That's kind of messed up, in my opinion. Like, when they include the character's name is so inconsistent. Sometimes they include it, sometimes they don't. And pretty much the artwork or the artist effort is what is carrying the game, so put some respect on their name. Anyways, this specific work for Yui, like, it's not that different from the newer one. I mean, in concept or character design, except the clothes. If you notice the sleeves, they're kind of have cuffs or they bunch up at the end, while the other one, the current version, has kind of a wide sleeve. So yeah, the pixel looks a lot more to the older Yui than the current one, although maybe the wolf or whatever the creature behind her is more like the newer one. So maybe the newer version of Yui kind of got made pretty early on. I don't know when exactly was it changed, to be honest. Anyways, next one is Cher. Cher's older version. This one was also in the game in beta version. Obviously this one matches the pixel more. You see a lot of blue colors, blue skirt or light shade of blue, dark shade of blue, and overall that's the colors you see, white and blue. While for the newer version, she has kind of brownish hues. Even her vest is kind of blue. If you see the Ascension 4 art of her, her vest looks like it has more of a brown hue to it. Yeah, I think this one is good. The dress designs are both interesting in those two versions. And I don't care much for Cher, so there's not much that I can say about her, to be honest. So let's just move on. Okay, can you guess who the character is? Yes, this is Octavia. And this is how she looked in beta. In her older version, she has different animation. They had different animation for her. So yeah, but this was her artwork, even though it looks like the newer one matches better. I think it's because also the newer version of her didn't change her design much, kind of kept it as it is, kind of. Octavia, I don't feel any type of way toward her, so. Okay, now it finally makes sense. Let me just say, this one wasn't in the beta because Parrafey wasn't in the beta, so she wasn't available in the game. She was just added recently. Some characters were available in the beta, but then they got removed, like with Aradicia, but others weren't in the game. So she was one of the characters who weren't in the game. And yeah, obviously with the lollipop or whatever, I guess the pixel artist or artist kind of opted for a simplified version, while this one has several layers there of several kind of foods. But if you see, she has the red cape, right, and a fluffy dress. The dress is kind of similar, I think, to her pixel. And also, if you notice the boots, her boots in the pixel has a kind of a blue line on them. So yeah, more like this one rather than the newer version of her where she's wearing a different type of shoes. I don't know why they didn't go with this version. I think it looks fine. Actually, now that I think about it, does this look like Amato's work? Amato has very distinct art style when it comes to the face, but I'm not really sure. But yeah, I like this design, to be honest. With this one, I like this more. I mean, the newer version is fine, but I like this character more. I like her to be, I guess, more mature. Even though she wouldn't make sense to the story, but the newer version also doesn't make sense to the story. I feel like, to be honest, I feel like it's kind of last minute idea to make her and Eiffel sisters, but that's just my opinion. Okay, on to the next one. On to one of my favorite characters in the game, Cynthia, obviously. I say obviously because her design largely stayed the same. With this one, now her pixelated art makes more sense with the, the kind of white horns looking thing. Yeah, they're supposed to be this ribbons, while with the newer version, kind of her ribbons are kind of flowing downward. This was her artwork in beta, but yeah, no artist known for her, but I think it's well-chino. Don't you think it's well-chino? Because I say that because when I looked at her, especially if you notice the face is usually how well-chino would draw faces, and also the eyes. Well-chino has a very distinct way of drawing the iris or the pupil, so that's why I think it's well-chino, but I'm not really sure. I don't know that for a fact, but I'm just speculating. I love this version of Cynthia. I wouldn't say I like this more. I like all version of Cynthia. I like her just as I like the sand version, just as I like the global version. I like them all. I don't like one particular version more, to be honest. But yeah, this one is really cute. I like her. Yeah, let's not stay too long on Cynthia. Let's move to the next one. Okay, next one would also make sense for a lot of people if you haven't seen her. This one is thankfully was announced and was in the beta version. The artist for her is Amato, and yeah, now the pixel almost matched, not almost, exactly matches rather than the newer version, which is perfect. The newer version is cool. But yeah, I like this one. It's like different character, right? Kind of different personality. I think Norn is supposed to be in the story, she's kind of insecure, or she's kind of not really self-assured. So I think this would have worked better rather than kind of the newer version where she looks a bit more kind, a bit more calm, you know. It looks like she got things figured out. But yeah, both versions are good. Okay, another one of Amato's work, but this one I'm not really entirely sure because this character was in the game in beta version, but they didn't say who it was. I've read on a website that it was Amato, so yeah, because I've only seen it mentioned in one source, I can't say it with like 100% certainty. But anyways, this one, to be honest with you, I never cared for the newer version of LaCrimea. I like this one more solely because you can get a feel of the character, what the character is like. I don't feel like one is objectively better than the other. But I guess I like this one more, to be honest. But yeah, that's just my opinion. On to the next one. Alright, on to Huan. When I was gonna draw her, I noticed that her pixel art has yellow eyes. And I thought, you know, yellow eyes is such a huge jump from yellow eyes to pink eyes. But yeah, this one was not in beta because just like Parrafey, she wasn't in the game to begin with. But yeah, she has yellow eyes just like the pixel, and the outfit, I would say, is more like this one. If you notice, the pixel has all white for her shoes, similar to this one, while the global has blue shoes. And yeah, the weapon is obviously similar to the newer one. Maybe they changed the design of the key later, but the overall outfits and even her ribbons and all that is largely similar to the pixel. Even her ears, if you notice, her ears stay only white and with only blue heart at the top, and with the pixel art you only see white and blue at the end of her ears, unlike the global where it has blue and pink diamonds. I don't know what's that supposed to be, but yeah. Also the hair, the shape of the hair. And yeah, because this wasn't in the beta, the info is just basically from the internet. No artist was named for this art, but again, doesn't it look like Amato's work? Like, I'll include Amato's work. Like, this look similar to Aradicia, kind of the similar style, but I don't know it for a fact, so I wouldn't include it here. This one, both versions are cool, but I'm starting to really appreciate Amato's work, to be honest. I think with the global, or the current version of her, she has two different outfits. All are good, especially the last one with the bunnies, so that's kind of a plus. And it's fun that the artist decided to go for two versions of the dress. I think it's cool. So both are fine. On to the next one. Okay, Yurigo. To be honest, I added her just to have an even number. But if you're curious to see how she looked in beta, yes, this is how she looked officially in beta. I don't really got much to say about it, so let's move on into the last one. Okay, the witch. This one is one of the fewer version I could find of her that is kind of a good quality picture of her. But yeah, with the witch I've seen several versions of her, but I would say most of them also had the similar design, so she didn't look drastically different. But I guess they kind of tried a different art style for her, like they maybe requested her to be drawn by several companies or several artists. So yeah, this is one of the versions for her. I mean, that's fine, right? It's okay. But yeah, that kind of concludes the video. Did I go over them too fast? I don't know. I did not want to talk for too long because, you know, I'm talking about art, and if I let myself, I would talk endlessly. But yeah, feel free to talk as long as you want in the comments about any of the characters. If you have any thoughts about some of the designs, was any of the characters a surprise to you because of the, you know, the whole pixel and difference thing, or do you simply not care about that? And yeah, thanks for watching.